Hey guys, my name is Nelson Quest with AgentFire.com. I'm joined today by Stephen Whiting from StreetText and Chase Whitney from the Whitney team. And today we're going to be going through how to set up Facebook and Instagram marketing for your website. So in today's specific example, we're going to be using an AgentFire website. That's why I'm here. But these same techniques and strategies are going to work for any website that you have. And specifically today, we're going to be going through custom property list ads. So again, how to set up the website component, and also how to set up the ads through StreetText, single property website ads, market report ads, how to leverage CTAs on the pages that you're directing ad traffic to, and then finally remarketing, which is really super essential for anyone that's running any type of PPC, whether that's Facebook, Instagram, or Google. So I guess to start, maybe Stephen, do you even want to start with a quick intro on StreetText, and then I can give a quick intro of AgentFire, and then we'll just dive right into the strategies.
Sounds good. Yeah. So thanks everyone for being here and checking this out. StreetText is really the tool if you're looking to generate leads and be in control of that lead generation yourself. So but you want to just make it so easy and so simple, then definitely check us out. We have all these incredible templates. They plug in perfectly with AgentFire. So if you're an AgentFire user already and you want leads, you just come to StreetText, choose the ads you want, link it to AgentFire, and you'll have leads for open houses, list of properties, seller leads, you name it, just sold. There's so many different angles and techniques that you can use when you're leveraging AgentFire and StreetText together. But it's really a tool, it's fully transparent. So any money you spend on Facebook or Instagram is actually going to go to Facebook and Instagram. StreetText doesn't take any of that. We just empower you to be in control of your own lead generation.
Awesome. Yeah, and I'll just quickly give an introduction to our overall philosophy. So if you guys are familiar with Follow Up Boss, they're probably the leaders in this philosophy, which is the open philosophy. So, the open philosophy is basically the opposite of a traditional all-in-one, where you're basically boxed into a single solution. If you want to run ads, you're paying a pretty exorbitant fee, and you're getting very generic type of ads. You're not getting the best bang for your buck, so to speak. We embrace an open philosophy where it's like, AgentFire does the website and the tools within the website, and that's our lane, and that's what we focus on exclusively, and we do that better than anyone else. Then if we want to integrate with if we want to integrate for managed PPC, if we want to integrate for anything like ads related, we work with companies like StreetText. So anyone that comes to us and they say, hey, I'm running my own Facebook and Instagram ads, but I want some tools that can help me get the most out of that, we're going to point them over to StreetText, then we integrate seamlessly with them. And this is the open philosophy. It's kind of like companies that stay in their lane, focus on their specific product, make it better than anyone else, and then integrate seamlessly for everything else that you could possibly need. So the quick spiel about AgentFire. I mean, we do customized websites. So we have 3 different levels of design. Basically, if you're looking for a website with awesome IDX that has seamless integrations with all the top CRM integrations, I mentioned Follow Up Boss a second ago. Just come to AgentFire. I could spend more time talking about AgentFire, but really you should just schedule a demo, meet with one of our product success people. We're the #1 overall rated real estate website solution in the entire industry. So you compare us against anyone on Facebook, Google, Trustpilot, and G2. We have the highest overall rating of any of those companies. I like to just say that because maybe that makes you guys feel comfortable listening to the things that I have to say following that. So that's my spiel about AgentFire, and let's get into the actual examples for today. So the first example we were going to go through is custom property list ads. So I think Chase has been dying to speak here, and I'm going to give him the opportunity.
Yeah. So I have used the 2 of these companies together and love the partnership, love the way that they work together seamlessly. So when you want to run a list of home ads, so think pool homes, waterfront homes, single story homes, open house lists. So you can, blast ads out for open houses in a certain demographic or a certain area over and over and over. It's super, super easy to create. So let's jump right in and show you guys what this looks like. All right, so I'm in here on my StreetText IDX platform here. And what I've done is create a list of open houses in the city of Anaheim as an example. So the only filter I've got, of course, is the open houses. So filtering down to 30 homes. So here is my list. All I have to do now is grab this landing page, jump right into StreetText, and I can launch an open house list of ads. I've got a couple right now for single story homes, but that's really as simple as it is to get that link started on the AgentFire side and then dump an ad into StreetText. And where it gets really powerful, and Steve didn't mention this on the top, but you're really able to drill down your cost per lead with what StreetText calls their 3-ad split. So you're actually able to launch, and maybe Steve can elaborate on this a little bit, but you can actually launch 2, 3, 4, however many identical ads at the same time to kind of trick or hack the Facebook algorithm in grabbing the perfect demographic for that ad, or the perfect audience for that ad. And then within, they say 24 hours. I've noticed that within 6 or 7 or even 8 hours, which ads are performing and which ads are not going to, and I can quickly turn off the ones that don't. But as you can see here, I'm in Orange County, and our cost per lead is among the highest in the country, and I'm averaging under $5 a lead, $450 for these lists of home ads, and it's just been fantastic to really grab local traffic, local leads in our area, and then of course plug them into our CRM and nurture and convert.
Yeah, if I could just mention quickly too, what Chase is showing here, you can, so basically this is one of the best ad strategies running currently, is you create basically a safe search for a specific high value search. So Chase was just showing single story properties. That one's been great forever. Open houses is a great one. Homes with pools. And then you also want to drill down into the specific neighborhoods or even subdivisions and target traffic there. So you're hitting traffic in specific areas with the property searches that are most desirable to that demographic.
Chase, if you don't mind, throw that link into chatter to me, and I can even just quickly talk about how to build that one out really fast if you like.
Sure. I would do that.
And while Chase is doing that, I want to stress too that all the stuff that we're going to show you guys today, you don't have to memorize this stuff. You don't have to be taking notes. Stephen will mention, we'll go through this at the end of the webinar today. But when you sign up with StreetText, they have a free trial. They're going to hold your hand. They're going to make recommendations for you, and don't worry about breaking your brain trying to remember stuff.
All right. So building on Chase's strategy there, he's got this list of properties, and so if you wanted to actually launch this in StreetText, what you would do is you would head over to StreetText, and as Chase mentioned here, you've got all these different ad templates that you can launch. And what StreetText has done is we have distilled them down to make them super, super easy for you to launch. You don't have to even go to the Facebook's ads manager. So you would just log into your StreetText account, and you can do a trial with us. You would click launch ads, and then you can see here in this particular example, let's say I want to run this particular ad. If I take a look at it, there's 11,000 agents that have run this ad at $4.55 for an average email. So that's incredible. So that's aggregating it across North America, which is amazing. And so if you're going to launch this ad, you can sort of roughly estimate that that's roughly where you should be from a price point. Now, if you're in a more expensive market, it might be a little bit more. If you're in maybe a little bit of a less expensive market, you're probably going to see leads even cheaper than that. So if you wanted to launch it, you just go ahead and hit select.
Hey, Steve, on that point real fast, I want to jump in here because I was with a different provider for quite a long time, and we generated tons of Facebook leads and tons of these, I don't want to say the same type, but similar methods here. But we were averaging $7 to $8 a lead. Like I mentioned, we're in Southern California, so our cost per lead generally is higher than most. But seeing that and knowing that I'm right on par with the entire country is awesome, because usually we pay quite a bit more where I'm at. So.
Yeah, it truly is such a great way of driving your costs down. And there's so many other techniques that we can talk about. We're not going to have time to cover them today, but there's really cool strategies built into StreetText to help drive that cost down as well. So even though you're in charge of running your own ads, you're not alone. That's one of the other nice things about StreetText. You're surrounded by a community of people that are also running ads. You get to compare your metrics against others that are running ads. If you were just in your ads manager running your own ads, like Chase said, you might be paying, let's say, $8 a lead, $9 a lead, and you had no idea that you could actually be paying $4 a lead if you were just making a couple small changes. So back to this list here. So let's say we wanted to run this property list, and this is super cool because I can just grab this URL now, and let's just imagine that this list of properties is all let's just say homes with pools. In this particular case, it's broader than that, but let's just say it was all the homes with pools. And should we say in Seal Beach? That works.
It was for that one, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Okay, we'll leave that. So we'll just say homes with pools. So That's it. You know, see all available homes with pools in Seal Beach. You know, get a list of all the homes with pools in Seal Beach sent directly to you. So all you had to do was put in the list of property types that you just built on AgentFire's website. Now you could pick one of our own stock images, but I really recommend using your own. And there's such great tools like Canva. So come to Canva. Canva has a free tool where you can type in searches like real estate, and instantaneously you're going to be generated with you're going to get a whole bunch of different options that you can run. So let's just say I wanted to run this one here. It's as simple as that. I can just customize this template. So I really recommend using tools like this when you're running your ads on Facebook, because it just gives you a really nice image. So if I was to pick up, one of the images that Chase has say just previously run, you could easily create an image like this on Canva. Super simple. Again, see all available homes with pools in Seal Beach. You just click next. Now, this is the cool thing. All you have to do is paste in that link that you got from AgentFire that Chase just built. You click next. You choose the zip code or the area. In this case, I'm just going to type in Seal Beach because that's what we were focusing on. You click next, and that is it. I just hit the...
And the cool thing, too, is StreetText handles all the compliance. So you're automatically getting a 15-mile radius. You're automatically getting the housing ad type created. So all of the headache that Facebook constantly is changing and making so cumbersome to do, it's on the back end for you. So it makes it, like he just said, it's like 3 clicks and you're done. Super, super simple.
That's it. And the moment this ad launches, you're going to see all the metrics that are going to matter most to you. As Chase was describing here, if I was running this particular ad, I can just see exactly how many leads that I've generated. I can go and check those leads out. I can edit the automation if I want to. I can view that ad on Facebook. I can check the link. I can turn it off. There's way more in here that we're not going to have time to cover today. And you don't have to worry about that. You can just start your trial and our team will work with you on that.
These ads are created automatically for you. The traffic goes directly to AgentFire, right? StreetText builds out a pretty, as elaborate as you want. They have a pretty good starting point for their own automations built in. And actually the link that you create in that ad is actually pushed into the StreetText automation and drip campaigns also. But then it's also tied directly to, in our instance, Follow Boss, and then our own lead flow, my own drip campaigns and follow-up methods take over from there. So all the synergy between these products and these 3 systems that we're talking about, or 2 today for the most part, are perfect pairs because of how well they work together and how easy it all is to get going.
Chase, why don't you show everyone in the audience the feature that when people are also landing on these landing pages in AgentFire, you can even have your own custom call to action that pops up.
Yeah. So that's one of my absolute favorite pieces of the AgentFire platform. They're called Engage CTAs. And I'm going to show you what it looks like. So, and I'm not going to get too in the weeds here, but you have tons of pre-built templates to start, and you can get really creative here and customize these until the cows come home. But the one I love to show the most is the video type here. So what happens, and this is actually a single property version, but I'm going to show you what this looks like, and we can kind of morph into the property ads at this point.
So I think what's cool about what you're about to show here too, Chase, is that if you think about it, you've got ads running, you've got traffic coming into something that you're offering, like for instance, a list of properties. But in addition to that, you have an opportunity to engage them the moment they land on that page, thanks to the tools of AgentFire.
So in this strategy, I've used a number of different ways with StreetText ads and even with our own email blasts out to our database. So let me show that example because I love sharing because I think it's so creative and something I've never seen anywhere else on any other website platform. So single property websites, right? These are created for all of our listings. This template is completely customizable to your own desires on the AgentFire side. But as you can tell, there's no pop-ups, no calls to action. This is the regular old link. Now, what Steve is mentioning, and this is where it gets so creative. So I've created the video, and I put this video in like a Loom, a jump share platform, a video hosting platform. And what the email literally is it's me talking about the property, but referencing the email that the consumer received. So thanks so much for clicking on the email that you just got. Thanks so much for registering on our Facebook ad you just saw. Really personalize the content of this video. And what happens is all I have to do is put that hashtag code on the back end of any URL in AgentFire, whether it's email traffic, Facebook ad traffic through StreetText, or anywhere else. And now what happens is that video pops up customized to the traffic that was just received, right? And here we are. But what's so cool about the video is now that video and that red bar on top is super hyper customized to the traffic that you put it on, right? So you can create these for anything you want, and they're so easy to do that it's fantastic. I don't want to get too in the weeds here, but I've got these going for tons of different things. I've even got a platform called Video Ask where I put them on some of the ad traffic to really get more information about the buyer's goals and needs and wants. And those pop up on the certain ad types as well. So really creative ways to brand yourself as the expert and use tools that the consumer is not going to see anywhere else.
Yeah, I'll just add in quickly too. I'm sorry, but So Chase has shown off our Engage CTA. CTA stands for Call to Actions. One of the most popular features at AgentFire, and so traditionally CTAs have kind of not that they've died, but they're just so misused. So most of the time you see a CTA on a real estate website, and maybe you're on a seller page, and it's something about just schedule a call with me, or they're generic and they're blasted across multiple different page types. Versus what Engage is designed to do, which is it allows you to create CTAs that are dialed in for the specific target pages that you want. So if you can have a specific CTA for seller pages, you can have a specific CTA for buyer pages. On your blog page, you can have a CTA directing people to follow your YouTube channel with a little video snip. I mean, there's like lots of, this thing is like really, really, flexible in terms of the types of CTAs that you can use. Then we have also types of CTA tools. So we have tools that let you create guides. So you can create a buyer guide, a relocation guide. And so what Chase is showing there is he's creating CTAs for specific campaigns that he's sending out. And then what he's doing is he's using an engage link, which is basically hashtag and then whatever he wants. And then so he just copies that little hashtag, video, let's say. Obviously you would put something in that's a little bit more personalized, but hashtag your text or your CTA, whatever you put there, add that to the end of the URL. And now that CTA is going to show up on that URL. So yeah, it's a really nice system, and Chase is definitely using it to the utmost.
Yeah. I was going to say the cool thing with that, with like the video specifically, that video is invisible unless I want you to see it. Right. Yeah. So that's what's so powerful is, and I can create different ones where the video is always going to show up. But that example where you can really hone in the traffic is just phenomenal.
Yeah, and there's so many different use cases for this. And the thing is, this is really a force multiplier when it comes to your ads. We have all different types of ways that the CTA can show. We can do what's called an exit intent CTA. So let's say someone goes to your landing page, right? You're spending, let's say, $500 over the lifetime of a specific ad where you're showing homes with pools in a specific area, right? And so you figure that $500, you're going to get a certain number of leads from that budget. But then if you just add a CTA to it, that is like an additional, so they're going there for pool homes, but now you're also advertising, sign up for my exclusive VIP property list or something that is also designed to grab their attention, grab their information. Now you're going to get more leads than you would if you just had that page without any sort of dialed in call to action. So again, just it's a really good force multiplier, something that, you shouldn't run ads without also pairing those landing pages with a specific dialed in CTA, because you're just going to get more leads as a result.
Two more use cases that build on that in such a powerful way, Nelson, is let's say you want to run remarketing. A lot of agents, StreetText makes it super simple. But let's say you have a particular property or a list of properties or something that you really only just want to show to your current buyers or your current sellers, or maybe your A list of your sphere or whatever else you just want to send to them. Now you can take that specific call to action that you make that nice little video, and you can make it really personalized. And now you can run an ad to that remarketing list, and it'll feel super personalized to them when they land on that page. Another really powerful thing I think in the call to action is that for lead gen, and Chase would know this too, is that when you're running ads on social media and you're generating leads and you're driving them somewhere, like in this case, AgentFire's site, you're generating a lot of leads. And the point really is not every lead is going to be ready today. Some leads are going to be ready in 6 months. Some of them are going to be ready in 3 months. Some of them are going to be ready next week. But what the most important thing as an agent when you're generating these leads is you want to start a conversation. You want to get something, going with that. And so So you're either going to have automatic emails or text messages that can fire out, which is great. That can start and that can help. But why not use a custom call to action to show who you are? Let them get a feel for who you are as an agent and ask them a question. So for instance, it's like, hey, I love that you're checking out this listing. My name's Chase. Thanks so much for checking it out. I'm also putting together a list of all the open houses in this particular zip code. If you're interested in that, just let me know. I'd be happy to send it over to you. It's no trouble at all. And they got to see you and they feel like they know you a little bit. And now when they see your other remarketing ads, you as that agent in their mind is just, you're starting to own that real estate in their mind as the agent that they're going to want to reach out to. And so I think it's just such a powerful tool to use in all your lead gen and your remarketing. And it's as far as I can tell, it's only provided by AgentFire.
And one other thing I want to mention, and this is more an AgentFire thing too, is whenever we bring on new tech in my own business, and I'm a small team here in Southern California, but whenever we bring on new tech, it has to obviously serve a purpose for us, right? I mean, that's the whole goal. But there has to be some sort of pass-through benefit that I can share with our clients, share with our sellers, more importantly than the buyers, of course, because we all want listings. But one of the things we've done too, and this is using some Google Analytics to know what your traffic looks like on your website, but there's also just a plain text banner pop-up you can use on the homepage. So I can go to the listing presentation, and as one of the countless things that we share that we do differently, you can say, hey, Mr. Seller, we're averaging about 2,000 unique visits to our site every single month. And the first 2 weeks we launch any new listing that we take, we actually put a banner on our homepage directing traffic to your property specifically. And that's visible to every single person that comes to our site for the first 2 weeks your property is on the market, et cetera, et cetera. Just one more quiver in your cap. Is that what the analogy is? But one more tool, right, to share with them to pass through to your clients. So I think that's a really powerful way to utilize those calls to action as well.
For sure. Cool. So let's move on to the number 2, single property website ads.
Yeah. So I showed you guys this earlier. We started here. So this is the landing page, right? And we're not going to go back into the engage stuff, but again, you can customize what pops up here if you want to. But Steve showed you earlier kind of how to create that home list ad. It's the same way on a single property website ad or running an ad for your individual properties. But I want to show the metrics here because this is a perfect example of the multi-ad split to drive your traffic down and then the metrics that we generated. So we did a 2-ad split on the open house ad. Okay, so these both ran for $5 a day. And you can see this one I turned off less than 24 hours later. I had one lead at $4.50 a piece. However, this guy, we generated 18 leads at under $1.70 each, which is just unheard of. I don't care where you live. That's just wild. And then another great example is we ran a 3-ad.
So sorry, what was the difference between, because that was an A/B test, right? So what was the difference between this? Yeah.
So this is, maybe I didn't explain this right. So these are 2 identical ads that StreetText creates at the same exact time. Maybe Steve can explain this, but the way that it was told to me, and I think it makes perfect sense, is since targeting and demographic targeting is almost impossible on Facebook now, you're relying on the Facebook algorithm to find the right audience. When you run an ad, right, Facebook grabs this chunk of people and says, I hope this is right? And maybe it is sometimes. But with StreetText, you can run 2 or 3. You can get crazy, run more, but I always usually do 3. But now you're grabbing this audience and this audience and this audience, and then figuring out through some quick testing which one is the best performing. Is that about right, Steve?
Yeah, because we work so closely with Facebook and because we spend so much, aggregated with all of our customer base through Facebook, we get some really cool insights from them. And one of the things is that, and this, you wouldn't know this, you wouldn't think it would be like this, but you can literally launch the exact same ad. And keep in mind with real estate, you're typically targeting about a 15-mile radius. It's quite a large radius when you're targeting. And so what Facebook's going to go and do is they're trying to find the right people for you for this particular ad. But what mistake a lot of agents make is that they launch one ad. Like let's just say Chase had launched the first one only. Facebook found an audience, but they found them for about $4 a lead, let's just say, in that particular case. But by almost $5. But by doing a split test with the exact same copy, the exact same image, literally identical at the same time, you're giving Facebook now multiple options, and it's going to test Facebook's let us know when you run different ads of the same type, they're going to test different audiences in that same area. And so as each ad is finding its audience, you then get to pick the winner. So what a lot of our customers will do is they'll run, say, 3 ads, 3-ad split test. They'll run it for about a 24 to 48-hour period. So they'll spend a little bit more in the first few days. Like in this case, Chase is running them for $5 a day. So you'd be spending $10 for these 2 ads for the first few days. But then you pick the winner. So you turn off the ad that is a bit more expensive and you keep the winner. And now, as long as you want to continue running that ad, you're going to pay a significantly reduced lead price than if you'd only launched 1 ad. And so StreetText does all of that split test for you behind the scenes. We run all the ads. You don't have to launch and then launch again. We handle all of that. And then you just pick the winner and you drive all of this traffic automatically to your AgentFire single property website.
And not just the lead cost. I mean, look at the metrics, right? Same price for the first day. 150 people saw it every day. This one, 282. We tripled the clicks, right? 5 a day, 15 a day. I mean, this was clearly the better audience. But like Steve said, and with previous platforms I've used, I would have only gotten this ad. This was the first one that ran, right? So in doing so, we've been able to get this driven down.
The cool thing is even the open houses actually launched the single property websites too, because even when you're running open house, it's like you're taking them to there. But yeah, go maybe Chase, share again. Let's just find you were on one of them right there, a single property.
So I want to share this example as well. So this was actually a condo listing that sold really, really quick. So it didn't run for too long. But let me show you the ad first because you can see exactly what these look like, right? So on Facebook directly, it's exactly what you'd think. So great, clean ad. But with the 3-ad split, right, we had the first one, less than a day, spent $4, got 1 click, no leads. This guy ran for 3 days, so I was actually giving it some time to percolate a little bit, but we ended up with 2 at just shy of $8. Not terrible, but this was the winner, right? This was open house. We ran this ad for about 4 or 5 days, if I remember correctly. But this guy ended up with 12 leads at sub $4 a piece. So again, in the market that I'm in, I would pay that all day long. So, but without the 3-ad split, it wouldn't have happened. And that's where the power really comes into play. So again, to Steve's point earlier, yes, I spent an extra $20, but now I'm able to grab leads sub, again, like I said, $4.
Can we see the actual listing?
Yeah, maybe just can you show a listing one as well that isn't an open house?
This example. Okay.
Well, you could even take them right through the ad chains. Yeah. You could actually even view the click view link.
So again, this example, just listed ad here, ended up with 21 leads at under $250 a pop, which again is unheard of. You pay that all day long. So again, the ad looks like this. And where they go with that is the single property site that I shared earlier. And the nice thing on the AgentFire side is you can customize the template so all of your listings will look the same, whether you use the default template they give you, or you can, again, customize this or have their team build this exactly how you want. But great platform. And there is a CTA that's delayed a bit that comes in out of scroll position. But if I had an engage link, it would show up immediately on the bottom right corner. So there's the difference there as well.
Yeah. What Chase is showing here is our AF listings tool, and I think he summarized it pretty well. But the default styling is really nice, but Chase likes to customize things, and so one of the cool advantages to AgentFire is we have lots of customizability within even the pages that would traditionally be hard coded. Can't think of a less technical term, but just lots of flexibility and customizability throughout the entire platform.
Yep.
Cool. So let's move to number 3, which is market report ads.
So one of the best things AgentFire does on top of those engaged CTAs, my other favorite piece are the area guides, and they're super easy to create. I want to actually build one for you guys right now because
Chase is going to show our neighborhood guides tool, and this is actually the most popular feature at AgentFire.
Yep. So if you don't have them created automatically, all you do, you come in here with a new area, right? I'm going to do Anaheim because it's a city that everyone knows, right? Once it pulls up, you grab it, you hit next. You hit create, and guess what? That's it. Now it is built and it's done. So
it'll be harder than that.
what it looks, this is just gorgeous, right? So you have a great interactive POI map, which gives you hospitals in the city, information on them each, right? Schools in the area, parks, transit stations, grocery stores all throughout, right? So great interactive guy on the top. This is an AI built or AI generated ad copy that's updated periodically, which grabs their attention, right?
These are actually just white hat descriptions. So we pull in data from the available neighborhood data that we're using into a templated description. But as part of the whole suite of AI stuff that we're working on, and I don't want to go on a detour, but this will actually be in some of the newer iterations of neighborhood guides. You'll have the option to do a completely AI generated description that also pulls in data from our available data.
That's great. Then on this template I've got, so I have an IDX pool of properties showing up, so they can click on any of those to grab more information, of course. There is a call to action here in the middle for the market report, and I'm actually going to unlock this and show you what it looks like, because it's actually more data than it's even on here behind a paywall, which we can run ads to specifically since we have the unlocked URL for that. Right, schools in the area, you can sort by top rated, what kind of school they are. And then what's super cool on the bottom is there's a Yelp integration that actually compiles the top businesses based on the style or the type of business that they are. So just a really, really great way to share information about any area, zip code, MLS area, that type of thing. And
also, I want to just chime in quickly. I'm not sure if you're even aware of this, but those Yelp top local businesses, you can even customize. So we have lots of clients that really want to make these pages very, very hyper local. They want to set up these pages with specific maybe vendors that they use in the area. And the Yelp top local businesses, you can actually set up your favorite coffee spots and gyms and restaurants, and you can change the title there to say, Chase's favorite local businesses, or you can really, really dial these pages in. And as with almost all the stuff at AgentFire, there's a lot of customizability within these neighborhood guides.
Well, see, even I learned something today too. That's awesome. And then, of course, a blog compilation on the bottom here. But let's talk about the market reports, because this is actually even more data. So yes, there is a call to action here for that. You can actually build market report calls to action with that Engage tool earlier, just on their power up. But let's say that I want to run an ad for it. So I believe it looks like this.
Yeah. What Chase is doing is bypassing those login buttons. And so this is what you would see after, you captured the leads information.
So yeah, similar copy in the beginning, but now we have more market data, more sales data, right? Averages, how many homes have sold, etc. We have some demographic compiling here. We've got population growth, income levels versus the average, cost versus the average, recent solds, just a ton more information. And with this tool, because it is behind a call to action, not a paywall, but a call to action of sorts, but since we can actually unlock it ourselves, we can then run ads to this specifically, and that's where StreetText comes back into play to drive traffic here specifically.
Oh, this is so great. I see a couple, maybe stay on it for a second. I just see two really powerful strategies using that page, either the one before they put in their lead information or the one after. So, for all of your seller leads or buyer leads, your list of audiences, you could create a remarketing ad, and specifically to that list, you could run in these market updates, which are incredibly powerful because that's exactly what people are looking for. They're looking in an area, they're looking for the information that's changing in the market. And then looking at this page, Chase could even go in and take one of these statistics, or at the top, some of the copy that AgentFire had already created for him, based on what the market's doing right now. He could actually take some of that, use it in the ad copy to get engagement, run the audience, and then people are going to click through and actually see that exact same data when they're clicking through here. And then, of course, you can update those or, change the ads out as the data is changing. Or, Chase, another thing you could consider doing is you could even run traffic ads where we don't ask for lead info right from the get-go, land them on the other page, and then AgentFire can collect the lead info too.
So that was, I wanted to share that too. And this might get a little advanced here, but like you just said, a traffic ad through StreetText bypasses the lead ad, the lead form on Facebook, and just gives the content directly to the consumer. But if you want to, with the engaged CTAs, I built this one that's literally just a lockdown that does not let them access the page until they register. So you have that option too, which again uses AgentFire to capture the lead versus Facebook. So there's a ton of, I mean, you could run an ad for example, you could run an ad that says, hey, what do you think the median age is in Anaheim? Click here to find out. And then there's the information right there. So this gets really, really creative with what you can do. Really creative.
And I think, Steven just mentioned remarketing. He's mentioned it a few times, but now it's we're finally at that point in the slides to go through remarketing. So Steven, maybe you want to talk a little bit about StreetText remarketing.
This is fun.
Sure, I'd love to. Thanks, Nelson. Just gonna share my screen here. All right. So, remarketing is obviously just so incredible. So I'm sharing Chase's page here, and you've generated all these leads. Like in Case's Chase, he's got like 8,000 plus leads in his system. He's got all these leads that he can sort of, he's already generated. So he really wants to be able to remarket back to them. And so what StreetText does is it makes it really, really easy to run ads for the remarketing purposes. And so if I was to go here to the launch ads, we have a whole section that's dedicated just to remarketing. So for instance, we're going to have ads that are all pre-made for you with a bunch of different PDF reports that are pre-built that you can use and target your exact list of audiences that you want to market to. So it could be your buyers, it could be your sellers, it could be people in specific zip codes. Really it's endless. And if you're using a tool like Follow Up Boss, it's all going to be synced automatically. So, you never have to update your audiences in Facebook or your list. It's all done for you. And you can go ahead and launch these ads. But we make it even better than that, where you could run, remarketing video ads. You can do custom ads. Again, we're not going to have a lot of time to go into that today, but if you are passionate about remarketing and you want to constantly be leveraging, video or remarketing content that's created for you automatically in front of your audience, then StreetText is a very easy tool to do that. And in the case of Chase, here you can see he runs a whole bunch of different video ads, making sure that he's staying in front of the lists that matter the most to him. And he wants to make sure that he's staying top of mind, and that when those leads are ready to engage, they're not going to forget Chase. He is top of mind. And then in addition to that, which we could talk about for just a quick second, if I was to go and launch, let's just say 10 remarketing ads, and I want to stay in front of all my sellers, and I launch those ads and I put, let's just say $2 behind each one of those ads, I'm spending $20 a day. And so that for a lot of agents isn't really their goal. They want to be running a lot of remarketing ads, but they don't necessarily want to be spending that much per day. So we created a really cool tool called Ad Bundles. And in here, what you can essentially do is you could take all of those ads that you want and you could build them all out and select the audiences that you want to target. But what the ads will actually do is they'll rotate. So for instance, this one here is now running. And so Chase is spending $2 a day on this remarketing ad. But in 4 days, that ad is automatically going to turn off and this ad is going to turn on. And this is just such an incredibly powerful way of staying in front of the audiences that matter most to you, keeping the content fresh so you never have to worry about getting stale and old. You can add to these bundles. You can pull ads out of these bundles. You can track how many leads are engaging, how many leads that you already had that are re-engaging with that content, which is super powerful too, because you can actually see every single ad that they're engaging on, which can make for a great reach out. And likewise. And then so if the ads are performing well, keep them. If they're not, you can pull them out. But the ad bundles is probably one of the most powerful tools in StreetText when it comes to remarketing and targeting your list. So Chase, I don't know if you anything to add to that?
Well, I was just going to say, not having to go and deal with the Facebook manager directly, which I've done myself, it's a pain in the butt. That's enough to look for a company like StreetText. But when they compile the templates to make them easy to run, while also giving you custom ads, then the 3 ads split, and then the ad bundles. Those 2 power-ups, are, StreetText version of the area guides and the engaged CTAs. They're just tools that you don't get anywhere else that really make the platform the best in the business, right? But yeah, we have several bundles going, different content to different types of leads. We do use Follow Up Boss, and StreetText has a phenomenal integration there. Like Steve mentioned, if I change someone's stage in Follow Up Boss, I can actually put different ads in front of them without touching anything. So that is tremendous because, again, if you've got a stale, inactive lead, you might want to show them some educational content. You might want to show them some testimonials, whatever. But if they all of a sudden become warm or hot, or you talk to them again, you change your stage to, actively searching, and then you're showing them, tips on writing offers, tips on home inspections, or whatever it might be. You can really get the right content in front of the right person, again, based on the integrations here.
Yeah, and I would and another cool thing to even add to that, Chase, is you don't have to even be limited to StreetText ads. As you're building out these ad bundles, I won't go through it all now, but you could actually target and use all of your ads. So it would take a little bit to load here, but if Chase wanted to, he could use any ad he's ever run on Facebook ever before, and he can actually even use those as ads that he wants to put in front of people and stay in front of them as well.
Yep.
Cool.
Yeah, I just want to put a ribbon on this by saying, this is what Chase has done is really impressive and really highlights the benefits of this open platform approach. And this is why I can guarantee Chase would never go back to an all-in-one because with an all-in-one, you're traditionally going to get you're locked into what's the expression? Like master of many.
Jack of all trades, master of none.
Yeah, jack of all trades, master of none. That's sort of the what you get with an all-in-one. With an open platform, you get a situation like Chase has where you can basically say, okay, hey, I want AgentFire for my website. I want Follow Up Boss for my CRM. I want StreetText to manage all my ads. And I want all these things to integrate seamlessly with each other, which is what all three of our companies have set up, are these seamless integrations. And then even later on, if Chase says, hey, I'm not happy with the AgentFire website. Maybe I go crazy. I'm just giving out candy in front of a supermarket one day, and the platform just goes to crap. He can kill AgentFire and replace us with a different website platform. So again, this open approach is really I want to say it's the future, but it's already here. So
I'm so glad you mentioned that, because I've used most CRMs. I've either used them personally, I've demoed them personally, I've seen the back ends. I know what they offer, and again, there's some shiny objects in all of them. But I really decided to fragment out my core tech stack about a year ago or so, and it's been so great because now I know in my own research and opinion that I've got the best of each of the tools versus a pretty good CRM and then a decent website. Yeah. The lead gen, I don't know, works, but not to the way StreetText does. But now I know that I've got the best of the best, and because they integrate together so well, like Nelson mentioned with the open platforms, open API, most of my digging and doing is still in Follow Boss because that's the core of everything. So I can see their AgentFire traffic. I can see what ads they clicked on in Follow Boss. So it's so great that I'm able to do that because now I know I'm using the tools that, number one, I want to use, not that I'm forced to use, but I'm also not constantly chasing information around. It's all living in one spot still. And that's just a tremendous benefit because it works better that way. And believe it or not, it's no more expensive. All these tools collectively don't usually cost any more than you would on one of these other, call it, all-in-ones.
Usually, from pretty much every client that I've worked with, it ends up being cheaper. Mm-hmm. It ends up being cheaper because what happens is, AgentFire, again, specializes in just the website and the core features, and we're not stretched out across 10 different departments. And so we gain, when you focus on just a specific feature set, you gain incredible organizational efficiency and economies of scale within that specific feature set. And so, pretty much everyone I know that is, has different solutions joined together, has a overall less expensive, highly more flexible, with better features solution than you would traditionally get with an all.
Right.
Cool. So I think to wrap things off today, maybe Stephen, people that are interested in StreetText, where do they go? What do they do? How do they sign up?
Yeah, come check out the StreetText website, streettext.com. We have a trial that you can connect to. Our team will help you with ads. If you don't know a single thing about ads, you're in the right place. You don't have to. That's the whole point of the product. And if you're a more sophisticated ad person, like Chase is a great example of someone that's run a lot of his own ads. He's used a lot of other tools. You will also find a lot of success in StreetText because we get rid of all the stuff that you don't need and just give you the things that you do so that you're much more in control of the ads, the data, and then also some of the tools that matter most, like the rotating ads, etc. So it doesn't matter if you're a beginner or an expert, come check us out, try out the trial. We'd be happy to talk to you. And also to Nelson's point, I mean, some of the stuff, it's like, oh, how did I do this? Or how do I do that? Don't worry. We have classes on everything. And we have a community you can be involved, you get connected to as well. So just come check it out, and we will hold your hand and walk you through how to make the most and get connected to AgentFire as well.
Yeah, for anyone that's interested in AgentFire, just I think Steven is he's frozen for you too, right?
He's frozen. There he is.
All right. I'll just.
It's funny. Sorry, go ahead.
So so for anyone interested in AgentFire, I mean, just visit agentfire.com/schedule a demo, or go to the AgentFire homepage, click on schedule a demo. Just talk with one of our product specialists, 30-minute one-on-one call. We'll be able to go through everything that makes AgentFire special, everything that makes us, let's just say, superior to a traditional all-in-one solution. And more importantly, we'll be able to put together the perfect AgentFire package for you. Again, one of the big advantages of AgentFire is that we have the seamless integration with third parties. So you come to us, you say, hey, I want to run my Facebook and Instagram ads. We're going to tell you StreetText. We're going to give you a little bit of information about StreetText. We're not experts. We're not like, we are kind of experts in StreetText, but we're not like, we're going to direct you to StreetText to book a demo with them. We're going to tell you to get set up with them. And again, they work perfectly with AgentFire, as you can see with how Chase is set up. So guys, I think let's wrap it here. Actually, maybe final thing is just Chase, you're building a bit of a name for yourself in a bunch of different communities. I see you're probably one of the most popular people.
Appreciate that. Yeah, definitely. I'm producing agent here still. That's my bread and butter, but I have built a little, consulting wing on the side that I can help you implement stuff if you want. And again, these companies have great support. But if you're looking for help implementing best practices, street level info, kind of what I'm using, how I'm using it, and why it's working, consultwithchase.com. AgentFire is built me out a great site that I can share some information with and book a time, and we can chat there as well.
Cool. All right, guys, let's call it here. Thank you, everyone, for
Awesome.
watching, and